old, right? Welcome back to Positively Philly. I'm Rachel Malik.
And I'm Abby Urban. Our next guest is taking a break from sitting on sinks to sit down on one of our Positively Philly interview chairs.
That's right. We are positively influenced by Tynecia Wilson, a former Miss Philadelphia and an expert on soft girl savings. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Love a little dance for soft girl savings, but before, I know
I love it. And we were discussing this as we prepped for today's show. Like, what I feel like we all have this concept in our mind of what soft girl is. We'll get into the savings in a second. We all kind of like have this idea, but how do you define it? You must know it better than anyone.
So I feel like being a soft girl, right, is being secure in who you are, secure in the lifestyle that you're able to provide yourself, and just like being feminine, being soft, like all those things. And I started on my soft girl journey as being someone who was, you know, hyper independent, not knowing how to receive help, and really being on my journey and figuring out what that looks like for me. So that is what I believe a soft girl is to be, and everyone has their different perception of what it is.
Love that. And there's power in being a soft girl too. There's so much power in it. We wanted to talk about the sitting on the sinks, of course, because how did that kind of become your signature move?
Your thing.
Yeah, so it actually started in a hotel in Atlanta. I went down to Atlanta to judge the Miss Black and Gold pageant, which was phenomenal. And I was doing my makeup, and I typically sit on sinks when I'm doing my makeup normally. And something just told me, Tynecia, record this. And I did. In my first video, I talked about, you know, the 5 hard truths about being an independent woman and what that looks like. And that video did really well, and so I just kept sitting on the sinks from there, and that's
people like the sinks.
People like the sinks.
You know what works, you got to keep doing it.
That's a signature.
And so this has kind of all come into this soft girl brand for you. So let's talk about soft girl savings. What does that mean? What are some of your tips for getting into that era of life?
Of course. So soft girl savings is the things that I do as a soft girl that has also saved me money. Last year I was able to save $10,000 and lose 35 pounds in 6 months, all from healthy habits. So my first tip before you do anything with your savings is figuring out how much money you actually have. If I was to ask anyone, I'm sure in this room, how much money do you have down to the cent? You might not know.
Definitely not.
And like, honestly, I intentionally don't know. Like, I don't want to look.
And so that's another thing, right? We try to run away from our money, and I always say the more you run away from money, the more money will run away from you, right? So you have to focus on what do you want to grow? Focus on your money. And so that's my first tip, knowing exactly how much money you have before you even get to any types of savings. The next thing is meal prepping. That is a huge thing when it comes to saving money. I used to not be a meal prepper. I used to never cook. I hated cooking. And now
I was like, I feel that.
Yeah, I hate to say.
So, cooking saves you so much money. I used to spend $45 a day on food, and now I can meal prep on $30 a week, which is which I will be talking about in my ebook, which launches on Tuesday, because I am starting a 10K Tuesday challenge. So every Tuesday I'll be coming online to talk about my new $10,000 savings journey and bringing everybody along with me. So my ebook will be out on Tuesday, which talks about my $30 meal plan, as well as some other things that you can do to be able to save $10,000.
Well, I'll certainly be looking out for the $30 a week meal prepping. I mean, that's impressive.
I feel I love your energy. I just want to say, like, I feel so calm, and I feel like the subject matter that you, whether it's budgeting or meal planning, like it's things that people get so anxious about, and I just think the energy you bring to it, I'm like, oh,
thank you.
I want to sit on a sink with you, like do my makeup.
We want to sit on the sink with you. So you're so doing what you're meant to be doing. It's really kind of energizing to watch. I'm sure people are going to want to follow along if they're not already. So what's the easiest way to keep in touch and get that book?
So on Instagram, you can follow me at Tynecia Wilson. That is TYNECIA. WILSON_. Same thing on TikTok. You can also follow me on TikTok at Soft Girl Sinks, and my ebook will be on my Instagram.
Look out for it. Tynecia, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm feeling inspired. I'm going to save so much money.
I'm going to check my bank account in the break. Tynecia, thank you for being here.